Okay, it's time we talk technicals now. We're joined by Richard Morris, the head of research.
Let's get technical now. We're joined by Richard Morris. Richard, thank you very much for coming to talk to us. Let's start with the foreign exchange markets then, and the euro. We've seen a big turnaround in December here.
Yeah, indeed, Anna, and congratulations on your impending happy news. Could find itself in extreme problems against the Swiss franc. We could see US dollar down to around maybe 60 centimes. Against the yen, it could go down to around 60 yen,
Okay.
and even with all of the problems.
All right, Richard, thank you. No time to talk about gold. I'm so sorry, Richard. Thank you very much. Richard Morris joining us.
The finance ministry is by far too optimistic for this country.
But they can't lose, can they, Richard? Because what they do is if it does turn out to be more optimistic in terms of the actual numbers when they come through, that's okay. So we were right, we got it all wrong. All those pessimistic economists like Hans Redeker got it wrong. But if it does turn out to be worse, they can say, well, it wasn't our fault. You see, it was the global economy. Gordon Brown hasn't exactly taken it on the chin and blamed his own actions, has he?
I think that's the problem, isn't it? I mean,
Is patterning and consolidating very nicely. The setback we're seeing is what one would expect to see, a test back to 921, which we might reckon that this market is interesting. I mean, we came on the show on the 28th of December last year and called for 147 for being the high for the run on this, and it's now hit the point correctly.
We are just getting dug into the technicals at this moment in time. Richard Morris joins me out of Zurich, a technical analyst, to look at things from a slightly different perspective, namely the ones with the lines and the dashes and where we should be putting our money based on those forecasts. Richard, let's start with the forex market.
This is one of the things that they're really starting to get real problems with, and particularly it's affecting the Asia region. And I think it's also something that we're seeing in Europe as well, where
Well, what is the outlook for global markets after yesterday's news of Benazir Bhutto's assassination and how it spooked investors? Joining us now for some strategy tips, Richard Morris, head of research. Richard, thanks for joining us today. We take a look at U.S. futures. They are positive. So taking aside the tragedy of the situation and the political impact, when it comes to markets, was it just, in terms of the U.S., was it just a one-day blip here?
I think, Brian, that's probably a fair comment. One of the things that we do think will be a keynote for 2008 is going to be looking for safety, and that's going to be a case of looking at the big caps and the mega cap